Hey, what's good guys? We're back at it again with a recap of our trip to Seoul, South Korea for our birthdays. We were celebrating a milestone with it being my 30th birthday, so we wanted to go somewhere big for it. Enjoy. To start off, we got situated in the hotel and got a quick pick-me-up bite at a convenience store before heading to Namsan Tower, which we had to do a 20-minute uphill hike to get to. You're probably wondering why we would put ourselves through that straight off of a 21-hour travel day. Well, when you have to pay to ride the car and you see how long the line is, it makes you switch up. But it's all good, because this ended up being a really pretty walk with all the spring colors in action. Now you see this cable car right here? That's what we were supposed to take to get up there for a smooth and easy ride. Anyway, we got to the top and saw a great view of the city despite the cloudy conditions. Walked through the lock bridge where two people add a lock to symbolize a lifelong commitment to love each other. We came back down to the city and the first neighborhood we checked out was Myeongdong. To be honest, we didn't spend too much time here just because the food prices were inflated from it being such a tourist hotspot, so we called it a night after that. For our first full day, we started at Gyeongbokgung Palace, which is the largest and most popular of the 5 in Seoul. Despite how many people were here, it never felt crowded just because of how massive this place was. After the palace, we stayed in the surrounding area for a while to eat lunch and ended up stumbling upon a nearby park. We grabbed salted bread too, which is apparently a very popular thing here because we saw these shops everywhere. Low-key, I still prefer the ones at 85 degrees though. Our next quote-unquote neighborhood stop was Samzigil, which is a spiraling walkway on Insadong Street filled with independent arts and crafts stores. Transitioning to my birthday dinner, and I actually didn't request anything fancy. I just wanted some simple Korean fried chicken at BHC, which is claimed to have some of the best fried chicken in Korea. Our post-dinner stroll was at this stream that branches off from the Han River. Alright, day 2. Quick gimbap from a mom and pop shop as breakfast. And now for one of the highlights of this trip, the cherry blossoms. Our birthday trip just happened to align with the cherry blossoms at the peak of their blooming. We walked for hours along this long street just continuously being in awe and taking plenty of pictures. Yes, my hair was a mess, but don't even worry about it because you're gonna see me glow up in a bit. They also blocked off some of the streets for the Cherry Blossom Festival, so we took some time to check that out. Lunch was ginseng chicken soup, and then we shopped around at Hongdae for the rest of the day, so no footage for that. Moving on to day 3. More cherry blossoms. And yes, standing in the middle of the petals falling down made me feel like I was in a K-drama. Beef ribs for lunch, followed by more window shopping at Seongsu. Towards the evening, we went to Sokcheon Lake for, surprise surprise, more cherry blossoms. But this time it was different, okay? They turned on the lights and lanterns at night, so it made for a new experience seeing the petals glow. Afterwards, we had dinner at an all-you-can-eat hot pot/grill, then walked around before heading home. Day 4. Told y'all I was gonna get that glow up. I had my haircut and perm scheduled in the morning, so I got that taken care of before we had lunch. Just some noodles and pork belly. I like carving out a bit of time to learn about history, so we did just that by going to the War Memorial of Korea. Read about events that took place during the Korean War, including the capture of Seoul by North Korea and its eventual liberation with the help of the UN. After the museum closed, we took off to Itaewon, walked around, and had dinner there. I did fanboy a little bit since I enjoyed the Itaewon class K-drama. We went to the Han River after that to see the waterworks show that comes on during set times. I gotta say, something about lounging next to rivers and streams at night in Asia is just really enjoyable to us. It just feels a lot safer and you can see tons of other people doing it at the same time. Our post-dinner snack was ramyeon, which was really cool because they have these water stations right outside the store that we made our noodles with after we bought them, and we ate them right by the river along with our drinks. Day 5, we booked a half-day tour to see the DMZ, which stands for Demilitarized Zone. Here we learned a lot about North and South Korea's ceasefire agreement, as we saw historical spots related to that. Because it's a restricted government area, they prohibited footage at one of the infiltration tunnels created by North Korea, and the observatory where North Korea can be seen from a distance. At night, we finally stepped into an Olive Young to stock up on skincare and beauty products to bring back home. It's actually mind-boggling how many of these stores we saw in Seoul. There were at least 3 next to our lodging. Did some KBBQ, followed by some good old karaoke. I consolidated the last 3 days together for this part because at this point we mostly tackled all the big stuff we had originally planned, so we just took it slow and walked around while shopping. We visited Jingwon-sa Temple and I really liked how the cloudiness over the mountains looked. Rest of the video is literally just food, so I'll talk about other stuff. We did go to a 24-hour spot at one point, couldn't record that for obvious reasons. It was a new experience and definitely wasn't used to me and a bunch of dudes all fully exposed in a bathhouse, but you know, first time for everything. I'll say that we visited during a really beautiful time of the year in terms of nature as it was during the spring. However, there was a trade-off for that because we were also freezing our asses off with the temperature constantly being 40 to 60 degrees. I also gotta give credit to Gramps, who runs a small food shop near our hotel. He sells bunggyeopbang, which is the Korean version of taiyaki. We went 4 times during our stay there and it was just so amazing and cheap, so I'm gonna miss him for sure. Oh yeah, and I gotta give a quick shout out to the Priority Pass Lounge at Incheon Airport. They just had so much variety in terms of food and it was just amazing as well. But anyway, we got another international trip coming up in a few months, so see you then.